Oh, he's never gonna expect this one. I'm gonna get nice and close. Steady. Surprise, motherfucker!
Oh, hi Alex. Nice to see you, but we're back.
Oh, oops. Sorry about that. You okay there?
Yeah, I'm fine. What brings you here?
Well, I have a gift for you.
You know I don't like gifts, right?
Well, that's how I expect you to feel. It's my most favorite game in the world. It's called Library of Ruina. Or Ruina. Whatever. But
Interesting title.
But it's a sequel to this game. And I'd like you to play this first, because spoilers.
Oh really? What is it?
You do know what SCPs are, right?
Yeah, things like that statue that doesn't move as long as you're looking at it, or that regenerating lizard that just cannot be killed, or the infinite staircase, stuff like that?
Well, yes, but in this game you manage them. A lot of them.
I'm both curious and intimidated at once.
And all of them have special things you need to keep in mind while managing them.
As expected of SCPs. And, is that supposed to be fun?
Dunno, it's really up to your preference.
That sounds like masochism incarnated into video games.
Why don't you play it and find out?
Well, this is just serene. This is just a front and I'm gonna cry every time, aren't I?
Oh, man up. Well, technically, cat up. You think a manager can afford to cry?
Yes, because fuck you, us managers have emotions too. It's not like I'm a brain in that junker mech suit or something. So, this is the game right here. It sounds rather simple, and you feel the boots of the unseen manager of the underground bunker with only a single SCP to handle at first. Your job is to ensure they are interacted with so they produce energy by ordering your men to do one of the four works: instinct, insight, attachment, and impression. These works revolve around the physical needs of the abnormality, the living conditions of it, the social needs of it, and the judging the shit out of them respectively. Depending on what you pick, the abnormality will be more or less happy and produce more or less energy. Just be careful not to get them too pissed off, or they might kill your employees either on purpose or by accident. Or just make them insane. And that's assuming you don't trigger some hidden condition that makes the SCP, for example, hypnotize a bunch of people around the facility and pull them into its chamber for summary execution. Hell, this is easy. Somewhat. I'm just gonna keep my attention on these four and wait, why is there more departments? This is gonna slowly grow absurdly long, isn't it?
Yep, yes it is. You're gonna have to go through 3 entire layers full of squishy little tiny humans to try to not get them killed, all with their own unique list of perks and equipment you need to give them, so they don't die as easy. And all the equipment is gonna have its own strengths, weaknesses, and it might even have perks. You'll have to strategize around the various damage types dealt by the abnormalities while they're working on and escaping and while they're worked on and escape.
That unironically does sound fun. I got a lot of people to work with too, so I'll just send them all to work at once.
Careful now. If too many things are worked on within a day, there's gonna be a Quibloth meltdown.
Oh, that does not sound good. I'm assuming they're gonna break out if they aren't worked on in a certain amount of time.
Basically, yes. Gather that energy, or your AI assistant is gonna be very unhappy.
Oh, and what is she gonna do? Does she do anything?
She tells you when you have enough energy or have half energy, and that's pretty much it.
Wait, you serious?
Yes. She is of no help whatsoever besides that.
Could you help me?
Maybe. But don't worry, the lesser AI in charge of each of the departments are gonna be much more useful.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. They tell you when abnormalities break out, and if an employee dies or goes insane.
Oh, it's something. Okay, good. Hey, I got another new abnormality. What does it do?
It makes energy.
Okay, but when I sent an employee and they died.
Yes, that's how it works. And if they die, too bad. You'll have to live with it, and the weight of their skull is on your conscience.
I can't make it the energy if they all die, so... help?
Just reset the day and try again until they don't die.
I guess. I'll have to figure this out through trial and error. That's where the challenge of the game really comes in, because it's easy to get singular things done. Like fulfilling the requirements to complete a day? Not that hard on its own. In fact, getting to the end of the day without anything going wrong is a wonderful feeling. Getting to your 2 or 3 starting workers all the way up to day 40 and higher, and making them your elite agents in the facility, perilous, but the grind is worth it. Doing it in a dozen apartments while getting almost 1000 energy without people dying or going bonkers or exploding randomly or any abnormalities breaking out? Great if you can manage, but it's no easy feat. It's incredibly easy to mess something up, even if it's something you just don't think about, like forgetting or not knowing that Schadenfreude can't be looked at. But you were too busy cleaning up an ordeal near it, and you accidentally kept it on your screen for too long, so it breaks out, starts cutting people in half, and you scramble in to try and suppress it. Now, if during that time you miss the window of opportunity for a quick-loft meltdown, it'll hit 0, and another abnormality escapes. Let's say it's Reddit this time. But if both of these guys in the ordeal start murdering your clerics, and because of the high body count, the bed rag gets out, causing a blackout. If you also have the coded monk in the department, yeah, it's gonna get out and rampage too. And now, because 3 abnormalities got out, Little Red Riding Hooded Mercenary gets out and starts gunning everything she comes across. Sure, she tries to suppress the others too, but she cares little for collateral damage, meaning that any worker that gets caught in her sights is just gonna get aggroed until they die. And she's gonna spawn gunfire on the way to penetrate through your people. If she happens to run in front of the wolf's cell, the wolf escapes too, and the 2 of them start going at each other's throats until at least one of them dies. The second trumpet threat level trips, and you have magical girl out because she wants to help you deal with the 5 hostile high level monsters. Chances are you're not gonna be able to handle them all before they cause some proper mayhem, and because even more people are dying, magical girl falls into despair and becomes a fucking dragon, teleporting into a room full of people recovering from the recent bouts with Schadenfreude, the Red, and the Monk. Results?
The Saiyans showed up, killed a bunch of people, including Mr. Piccolo. Then we went to Namek, a bunch more people died. We came back, then my dad died again, then all my friends died.
Now with an entire department going crazy, some take their own lives, some go berserk, and some start killing others, the dragon lasers a bunch more people to death, and some just run for their lives, screaming like possessed, and some go as far as to start opening more cells to get themselves killed, leading to even more escapes, and oh god help you if they manage to release a goddamn Keter like this ball of legs, which causes massive global wide damage and sucks in anyone who panics, regardless of their current position on the map, possibly leading to the sudden death of not just entire departments, but every single last motherfucker in the facility, and possibly the entire population of the planet, in the event Blue Star bridges out onto the surface.
And now everyone else is dying.
All because some crazy high bitch was not content spending 2 hours of farming Zions and Euclids to reach the energy quota.
Wow, you really run your mouth, don't you?
That was your takeaway from this segment?
Yes. And also, what was that word you use? Keter? Don't you mean Aleph?
No, Keter is an SCP classification term. Ironically, most of the anomalies are saves because they don't even do much if you just let them sit in their little box.
These technically aren't SCPs though. They're not even anomalies, they're abnormalities.
They're basically the same thing, but yeah, you really gotta watch your step near the alpha level anomalies.
Aleph, Mick, not alpha.
Again, isn't that the same thing?
No, one is Greek and the other is Hebrew. It's not that hard.
Yeah. But seriously, alpha levels are just nightmares to deal with.
Okay, now you're just trying to pull my leg here.
Heh. Once you reach them, this is when the game truly becomes the XCOM of resource management games.
Wait, what's an XCOM? Shouldn't you be saying Dark Souls? Even Darkest Dungeon would have been a better comparison.
No, because in Dark Souls, everything comes back to life. In XCOM, your agents die and they are gone forever until you remake them. And they're gonna die a lot, especially if they're dealing with the Alphys level anomalies. One wrong click and you're gonna be losing agents. Wrong work type, they're dead. Stay too close to someone who worked with them, dead. Get in the way of their instant death attacks? I mean, it's in the name. Instant death? You're dead. Don't have enough physical resilience to withstand their mere presence? Take a wild guess! Averted with Censored, who will only drive you insane the moment you see him. Censored is a giant fucking monster, and anyone who witnesses their body or will suffer 60% mental damage immediately on the spot. That is, if they're experienced enough. If you're an unfortunate rookie, you'll just straight up go insane from the moment you see Censored. It makes little Censored whenever it a guy to death, doing more stress damage to anyone who sees it. I mean, I have seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
You don't watch hentai, but I agree. You would have gone insane if you saw a giant dick monster when you were younger.
Shh, details. This applies also to the manager, implying that you, the freaking player, are more mentally unstable than your most senior employees. Anyway, what's your favorite ALF?
I don't really have a favorite, actually.
You're not very talkative this review.
You, on the other hand, can't shut up.
Ugh, fine. Go make yourself useful and fetch me a sword. I'm getting pushed from all my yammering and babbling.
Stop. Alright, I'll do it.
Thank you.
Only if it means to get away from your stupid mouth that can't stop going on over and 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 over again.
At least you're more useful than Angela. And really the other AI too. Sure, in universe they have their own roles, managing the departments and such, but other than that, they basically plot service. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty great personality-wise, even if they have issues. Malkuth is desperate to be useful. Relatable. Yesod is obsessed with strict obedience to protocol to keep people from getting killed. And he's not wrong. You can do so very easily with even a click's worth of lack of attention. Pod is trying to be a better person to atone for her past sins. Also relatable. And Netza is trying to kill himself by abusing drugs and alcohol because he can't stand the hopelessness of being in charge of all the safety people of this facility. Tripperet A cannot stand to watch Tripperet B basically continue living as a hollow shell of a scarred child with no purpose in life, and she has to frequently factory reset him just to keep him operational. So she takes control over the facility so she can finally mercy kill him. Gebra, in a slowly building fit of vengeful rage, briefly turns herself into an abnormality, and she starts attacking your agents, wielding some of the game's most powerful ego to her advantage, while you have to suppress her. And in a cutscene, Hesed disobeys Angela and overloads the crew float deterrence fields to give everyone a chance to defend off the escaping abnormalities. And this carries over to the gameplay, and then you have to stabilize it, while all the damage to your employees is multiplied pentaply. Christ, I thought this game was hard before, but this is just a micromanagement nightmare. Sure, at this point in the game you get extra tools like bullets that will heal and mentally stabilize your troops, help them absorb an amount of elemental damage, or execute them if needed, although you should probably save them for extreme circumstances, like Queen Bee's worker drones and Melting Glow's slime army, which are prone to spreading by healing your troops. Execution bullets don't leave bodies because they implode them. Even then, someone with slow reflexes and poor memory like me would be completely screwed if they couldn't pause the game and make calculated decisions. These things are the only thing keeping me from being completely streamrolled by the escaping ALFs, as I don't have the speed necessary to select and dodge the employees in time.
This is no place for the weak or the foolhardy.
Oh yeah, that's foreshadowing, because there's 3 more separate at the bottom layers who are even worse. Like an arbiter who's immune to abnormality damage and initiates special meltdowns when she spawns, that you have to clear or she's going to remain literally untouchable. Do that and she's manageable despite attacking random locations in the facility. Until her 3rd phase, where she disables your ability to pause, pops up several cannons that fire in all directions and they just cannot keep up and everyone died. And I'm not fast enough. I tried again, but people still die because I can't... Her random wastes and spies are everywhere and I can't scan the entire facility. I'm just not fast enough. I'm trying to keep these people alive as much as I can, but why does that matter? They're just so easy to get killed, like paper dolls for me to play with by a campfire. But I don't want to break my dolls. I've seen many of those people from the early stages of the game, or accidentally paired up 2 of them alone and started doing it deliberately. Yeah, I care. I sacrificed several of them, writing them off as acceptable casualties in the face of the difficulty I was facing, just to be able to complete a frustrating goal. That's how much I care. Even in real life, I'm just a retail drone that makes register go brr. I can't handle any difficulty, even the smallest bit, is enough to dissuade me from continuing. This video might not even see the light of day. I just leave everything I'm finished. I can't even say I'm a good person. I string people on, acting like their friend, but it's all for me, to make me feel better. Like somehow this is enough to atone for what I've done. I'm a monster, so why would you feel bad for me? The monster, and not for my victims. Why am I bothering pretending? Why am I putting on this worthless show? Better yet, why are you watching me? You shouldn't be watching me, don't you get it? I'm a fucking monster! I ruin everything I do. You should avert your eyes. Go. Close the video. Go where I can't hurt you. Turn away and run. Go on. Save yourselves, please. Just go. Leave me to wallow in my self-pity until my heart shatters. I deserve it. Why are so many of you subscribed to me? You guys... You actually like this? Yeah, I guess, I'm never gonna be able to really atone, but at least I can stop spreading the pain out to more people, right? And heck, this world is already full of pain and suffering, and even though I can't heal any of it, at least let me be the circus clown. I can't help you, but then why can't I just distract you at least? Entertain you. Upload some missing soundtracks, make reviews of Lewd games, and... Ow! What the hell?
Finally! Ugh! How the hell do you have such a thick skull? I've been waiting on you for a solid 5 minutes while you were crying and gibbering fucking nonsense. I smacked you as hard as I could, but you wouldn't even flinch.
Thanks. Was I really basically insane?
Yes, I saw you shaking and gibbering in Scottish, so I grabbed the nearest weapon to get you out of it. AKA bash your head in.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for saving my miserable ass.
You're welcome. Here's your soda.
Thank you for that, Joe.
No problem. But are you sure you're okay? Do you want to talk about it, whatever it was?
Yeah, nothing you don't already know, I guess, but... I don't want to play Lobotomy anymore.
What? Why not? You haven't even reached one of the endings yet. You can't just give up now.
I can, but... Reach energy quota and suppress White Midnight. I don't even know what it's gonna be, and I can't even handle Bina. I'm not grinding 2000 energy just to have 5/4 of my facility die at the end and have to do it several times over and over again. It simply does not sound like fun.
You think this game is for fun? The entire purpose of this game is to make everyone within it suffer in order to help you achieve your goal, so why would you be exempt?
What?
Here I thought you knew better. Come on, at least try.
No, now I don't want to try at all. Games are supposed to be fun. Sure, they can be horrifying, frightening, whimsical, competitive, cooperative, hell, even erotic. But a game is always a bad game if it isn't fun. It was fun, at least at first. I loved optimizing the gear and the XP gains on my troops and then slowly crawling my way through the new abnos to discover what they do. But now it's kinda lost its luster. I still think it's a pretty damn good game, it's just not for me anymore. But still, thank you for introducing me to it.
Well,
I loved it.
Good, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And now I guess it's library time.
Sure. Thank you for understanding, hon. Here I thought we were gonna have another big argument. What's library like? Another hard-as-heck management game? I wanna be the guy-style platformer? The Dark Souls 2 of ProjectMoon games? Is it harder than getting healthcare in the US?
Shut up and find out before I feed you to the wolf.
Eee, well, don't mind if I do. Now, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Assuming I don't die from excessive lazy, there's gonna be more content coming.
End of video, yeah! You wanted my voice lines? Here they are. We'll start from the beginning. It's my most favorite game in the world. It's called, shit, what was it called? The lesser IA in charge. AI. These technically aren't SCPs, though. They're not even Fuck me in the anus. I hate messing up my lines. They're not even anomalies. Anomalies. Raviolis. One is Greek and the other is Hebrew, even though I didn't know it myself. Or even Darkest Dungeon would have been a better... Wait, what's an XCOM? Shouldn't it be... fuck me in the ears and the brain and come all over my head. Wait, what's... Fuck! Stop. Alright, I'll fucking get your soda. But only because it means getting away from your inconsistent gibbering. Inconsistent? What the fuck does that even mean? You probably would have gone insane if you saw that giant dick monster when you were younger. I said that giant dick monster. Fuck.
May I please be fed to the wolf now?
No. I only said that to tease you. I knew you would want it, so for that reason, I'm not gonna.
You dick.